Welcome back to the Boy Time channel. Today, guard dog, Searows. Wheel.
I love the wheel.
Boy, what are we gonna get? Last one of the year. It's a mess.
It's a meh. Oh boy. I think I know what I'm going to pick, but I need to see. Okay, here we go. We got a lot of good stuff. I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna pull the ripcord. Next video is gonna be really sad. We're gonna do Searows guard dog.
It's been a while since I've been able to say wheel.
It has. It has.
Truly back. Yeah, first wheel reaction of 2025.
Hooray.
And not the last.
Hopefully not. I would hope not. Unless one of us gets in a terrible accident tomorrow, this would be the last.
Clip that.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be spinning a wheel at the end of this video.
Yeah. I'm
But
excited.
this is all you.
Yes, yes. So this is a video or an album that I've been waiting to do for a minute, waiting for the time to be right, and I think it's finally time. It's winter. It's perfect vibes for this type of music, I think. Really like stripped down acoustic guitar. But Searows is an artist that I have recently found and I have absolutely fallen in love with. Not parasocially, but with his music. I did a huge deep dive on this album, and then I listened to End of the World, the EP that came out in 2023. I almost said last year, but that would have been false. And that is absolutely phenomenal. I think that of all of his work, this is the End of the World is the best. But I wanted to start with Guard Dog because that is the full album. And then the Flush EP just came out like a month ago, is also very good. So, yeah, very, very excited to jump into it. We might want to start with a trigger warning. We don't usually do that.
Every good album starts with a trigger warning.
But I wanted to get out in front of it. If you have not heard this album, there's talks of suicide and abuse and assault. That's just off the top of my head. There may be more, but I haven't listened to this album in like a month and a half because that was when I rolled the wheel, and then just stuff keeps coming up. So, yeah, it's been a minute since I've heard it, but that's the stuff I remember at the top of my head. So just wanted to get out there.
With caution.
Yes, yes. But I think without further ado, we'll just get started. We'll do the first two tracks, Start and Roadkill.
was deep enough so nobody finds me. I've tried to describe just how carefully I would carry you, and maybe I'm crazy, but some part of me had to care for you. What would it take for me to be cared for too?
All right, that was Start and Roadkill.
Very good. Can I even talk about Start? It's just an instrumental building
Yeah.
into the first track. It's really great though. I love the sonics of it. I think building out something like that and just letting this kind of feeling go over before anything is said is great. Yes, his voice is a very Phoebe-esque voice, but I
Yeah.
don't think I'll be finding any complaints with that, like I will with a lot of other artists, because there is actually substance and structure and some like actual feeling put towards this, and not a
Yes.
I don't know what else to do with my vocals type thing. So I find the vocals work very well. I love the kind of slow pace of the track, and the way that it builds in the chorus is just everything feels so like it's a very comforting song, despite it being not comforting at all once you read any lyrics or hear
No.
any of them. But the way the instrumental is set up is just very comforting, and just like it's got this nice warmth to it that I really enjoy. His writing is also pretty fantastic. I love verse two. I think verse two is just incredibly well written. The themes of just like hopelessness and like longing to care for somebody that is not there, which is just crazy. So yeah, good start.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah. That's like one of my favorite intros of an album. I absolutely love that song. Uh, I don't know. It's gonna be hard to talk about this because this is very intensely personal for me, like all of these songs are. But I think right off the bat, like addressing the Phoebe thing, like when I first found Searows and I was like, I really started to dig into it. This was before we did Punisher. And I was worried the whole time. I'm like, is this just a Phoebe clone? Like, is this actually like worth really digging into? And then we did Punisher, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is very different than what Phoebe's
Yeah.
doing, even though they sound similar in vocals, but I don't know. There's basically no other similarities in terms of how it actually sounds.
If you're not deeply listening to it, it can definitely be misconstrued. But as soon as you actually listen to it, it's like, yeah, that's different.
Yeah, yeah. But wow, yeah, Roadkill. It's absolutely crazy that the first line on your album is "I want to be Roadkill."
Yeah.
I just think that's so gnarly. It's a very interesting tone setter, I guess. Oof. Yeah. Let's just move on. Track 3 is "Used to Be Friends."
I was honest for the second time. I guess that wasn't really what you had in mind. Said that you could like me if you wanted to, and followed me around until I talked to you. Could you tell that you were scaring me? Called me crying, said you thought you were in love with me. Cut my hair enough that I won't look the same. Maybe it gets easier in 7th grade. I'd already had enough then. I already gave an answer and still it wouldn't end. You didn't care what I said. Guess it was just another rule that you could bend. We used to be friends. You were just waiting on a call. I never cared for it at all. You were so hopelessly dissolved. I never wanted you to take the fall. Take the fall.
All right, that was Used to Be Friends.
Fantastic. That's probably my favorite one so far. I love the added like slow burn electric guitars in there and everything. That is just fantastic. He just knows his way like around a chorus and a song structure just so well. The chorus on here is fantastic. It's catchy. It's memorable. Again, subject matter is just like, whoa, it's gonna be this way this whole album. So
Yes.
I'll touch on it in certain parts, but like going in first time, I'm gonna be talking about the actual music most likely.
Sure.
But yeah, it sounds phenomenal. This kind of reminds me of something of like what Ethel Cain is doing, where it's more of that slow chord, slow burn kind of thing, but it's kind of mixed with that more traditional Phoebe Bridgers, almost kind of folk, which is just a really nice blend here. It adds like a unique flavor that you don't really get in a lot of places. Yeah, I just love the subject matter of just like this, like could be calling back to middle school, those first like weird feelings of like people that are clingy or just bullies in general, which could kind of be applied to this, but even like bring in the like this could be an abusive relationship as an adult because a lot of people don't grow out of these things.
Yeah.
All those kind of mixing together is just a phenomenally written track. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, that was the first song I heard by Searows. And when I heard that, I'm like, oh boy, this is an artist worth checking out. I really like that song a lot. I love all the different interpretations that you can have. Like for the longest time, I thought that this was like a lead or like whatever, like hinting at like a teacher-student relationship thing. Mainly like the lines like you pushed me around or something. Yeah, drag me halfway down the hall because it was easy to, especially in like middle school. Like I feel like young kids like that wouldn't have that type of strength to be able to like drag
You'd be
another person.
surprised.
I know, but like, I don't know. When I first heard that, and then like another rule that you could bend, like my god, I don't know. There's some stuff like that that like kind of stood out to me at like being like, is this about a friend? I know explicitly that's what he said,
Mhm.
but I don't know. It's interesting that you can still kind of like extrapolate it into just like abuse from like all over the place that you could be subjected to when you're like an adolescent or a child, and it's very messed up and gross. But what a beautiful track. I think this these types of songs are the ones that Alec does especially well, where they are like these really long, drawn out, over 5 minutes. Like you know you're in for like an absolute banger once you see that it is like past 5 minutes. That's part of the reason I don't like Flush as much as I like End of the World, because Flush, I think most of them are around 3:30. I'm like,
Mm.
nah, you got to drag that out. Uh,
Only one 3-minute song on this record.
I know.
That's almost 4 minutes actually.
Yeah, I absolutely love the pacing on this track. It's beautiful. Very, very good. Track 4 is Walk Me Home.
After the flood comes, you and I know there will be waves enough to carry you. And when the moon moves us out of her sight, I'll play the songs like the ones she dances to. Oh, darling. Oh, darling. Will you still walk me home? Can my feet touch the bottom? Can see it from all the way down. Son of a goddess, who makes the most beautiful sound.
All right, that was Walk Me Home.
Gorgeous. Yeah, I would say on par with the last song. I don't know if I can choose favorites anymore at this point. This is great. I love how gorgeous the guitar line is on here.
Mhm.
I love simplistic music like this, and not simplistic in the form of like, oh, the guitar's not like hard to play. More of just like I like minimal stuff like this, and I think it just works really well in this genre context.
Mhm.
He's so good at opening lines. Like all of the songs so far have had just like an amazing opening line that just pulls you in immediately, and you're like, okay, I don't have to wait for this to like kind of grow on me. It's here already because I'm hooked in immediately.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love how sweet the song is compared to the last ones too. I think it's a really nice counterbalance before we get like too in the weeds here. But yeah, love the kind of moon, ocean, weird references. I think using nature metaphors with you're dealing with like heavy emotions like this is just like my favorite thing. It's a universally relatable thing that can really just kind of put you in tune with what's going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's gorgeous.
Yes, that one is very, very good. It's all like whenever I like describe this album to people, I'm like, it's a wave of sadness, and every single song just gets worse and worse. But like, I this song's kind of nice. It's not
Mhm.
like it's almost just like you're asking for help because you know that like something bad is going to happen,
Right.
or you feel it in your stomach. You have this pit of anxiety and depression, and you're like, it's only going to get worse. So it's like leaning on someone and asking for support. Like that's just a genuinely like a really sweet and nice sentiment. I'm really glad that there is a little bit of a reprieve.
Yes.
So thank you, Searows. Very nice. Track 5 is Haunted.
Okay.
I've been moving in slow motion. Keep the lights on so nothing comes in. And the prettiest parts are the ones I see when the lightning starts. Will you know where to find me? I was trying to be honest. I was hoping the house was haunted. I still keep you in my locket. Don't you ever wish the house was haunted? I don't have a lot to say, but I'm still talking anyway. I am a master of mistakes. I missed the point you tried to make, and I'd forgotten what it felt like to be living like you're dead. I am a picture in a movie, in a moment in your head. I was trying to be honest. I was hoping the house was haunted. I still keep you in my locket for the day I find the house is haunted. For the day I find the house is haunted.
All right, that was Haunted.
Very nice. What do I have to say about this one? It's great. I think this is an album where you play the album and you don't individualize each song because
Yeah.
I'm gonna get them jumbled up in my head just because of the nature of an acoustic guitar and a little bit of extra production, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
But that first verse is just like perfect, amazing. I always applaud when like you can just pull a piece out of a song and you could put it on like a poetry whatever, and like it just works. It's just so pretty to look at and read, and it comes across so well. Again, his choruses are just nuts. They're great. I think to be just nailing it over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Again, it kind of blends this kind of slowcore and folk, which is really nice. I mean, when I listen to like a Lingua Ignota or like a Ethel Cain record, like a lot of these same feelings are expressed, but the music itself is like very haunting and ominous and very, very, very off-putting.
Mhm.
I like having the subject matter in a folk context because I feel like I can get to the root of the lyrics a lot quicker.
Sure.
And I'm not like having a visceral reaction to the actual instrumentals, which is nice. I think it works both ways well, and this still works pretty well. So I
Yeah.
love his bridges too. He's doing a bridge in every track, and it's working every time.
Oh
I
yeah,
love
it's
me a bridge.
phenomenal.
So fantastic.
Yeah, I mean this is one. I think this is a standout track for me. Like I think the three kind of standouts are Roadkill, Haunted, and Villain. I think this one kind of stands out because it has a groove to it, which a lot
Hmm.
of these don't. There's almost like a little hint of like a country kind of thing to it, and the way that like the guitar and stuff is arranged, it almost sounds like an old country song, but in just a completely different context, which I think really works. And I know we've been like kind of glazing the lyrics a little bit, but I think like this one is one of the best written, where it's like
Hmm.
after you lose someone, like this is pretty immediately after you lose someone, you're like, man, I just wish that like if the person died in this house, I just wish that they could be around even in like a context that would be pretty scary, just like
Hmm.
having some sort of fragment, a material fragment of someone that is tangible is something that you're just seeking, and it's very visceral, and but it's told just very beautifully. Like that's something that I think he excels at is his writing. Not to say that the arrangements and stuff aren't great, but I mean, man, this is like definitely the highlight of it. And he has that kind of loosey quality to his writing to make
Hmm.
these kind of grand sentiments so like kind of quaint and accessible. And I don't know, stand out very good. Love Haunted. All right, track 6 is Keep the Rain.
13 million streams.
This is the hit, baby.
A hit.
It's on Billboard.
I don't know what steps to take. I do the easy ones until it helps. Little acts of conversation. I don't think I really like myself. Am I comfortable in silence, or is it eating me alive? Nothing's ever really quiet when you need distraction to survive. It's part of me. Wouldn't you believe it?
right, that was Keep the Rain.
Very nice. I could see that being the hit. I think any of these could really be a standout. Honestly,
I don't know why it's the hit.
they're all in the same way. Like it. I think the chorus is catchy. I don't know if it's like the catchiest chorus. I'm not. It's probably just blew up on TikTok or something like most things do. I don't know. Um,
I have no
I
idea.
don't know. I do like this song a lot though. I love the guitar part. Just like I love that just simple rhythm that it keeps. It just adds enough where like it's where it needs to be. It doesn't need to do anything too crazy. And I just really enjoy having, especially in this more like I go into this album like I'm listening to lyrics. That's the thing I'm doing mainly here. Just having that rhythmic thing to always fall back on is just a really satisfying way to like progress the song. Writing wise, again, fantastic, love it. Just kind of like this battling like inner depression and stuff, and like it's all these inward things which can make it much more difficult to find a way out of it, and just like this constantly distracting yourself with stuff. Like if you can't sit with yourself in silence, like how do you get out of that? Which is difficult. It can be done, but it's like extremely difficult. I also love like verse two of just like the I'm already going under, nothing I can do but sit and wait. Just like when you feel that, if you've been in a depressive state or something before, and like you can feel it creeping back in, you're like, oh geez, like there's not a lot you can do to like stop it. You just gotta
Yeah.
like hunker down. But yeah, that one's great.
Yeah, that one is great. I don't get why it's the hit. I can't imagine listening to this one out of the context of the album. But this is like, to me, like it's the first hinting at like suicidal themes coming through on this album. Uh, like specifically when you need distraction to survive, which is a very, very, very real thing. If like this is something I've talked about before, but I was suicidal for a while. Don't really know if I'm out of it yet, but whatever. It was a major phase in my life, and it's a big trap, because when you're suicidal like this, it's near impossible to like stop thinking about it, and so you're constantly looking for distractions or just anything. But that is also like the depression kind of kicks in, and like you don't want to do anything, like all of the things that you have interest in you don't want to do, so you just end up sitting around and stewing in it. And so like this is like, I feel like the perfect representation of how that feeling like feels, I guess, how these like phases come about. And it's like scarily accurate, which is why like I can't imagine anyone just being like, I'm gonna throw on a Searows song. I'm gonna throw this one on, because I'm like, why? Why would anyone willingly listen to this out of the context of the record? I don't know, but someone does it, and someone listened to it 13 million times. I'm assuming. I'm assuming it's just one crazy person.
Yeah.
That's all that I can assume. But yeah, we'll move on. Track 7 is Hold You.
I used to feel it when I'd wake up, the thing you never had to name. I made a life I don't remember making, couldn't just let it stay the same. We look much different in pictures, at least that's what most people say. I used to know the person I took after, I must have let them slip away. 'Cause I wanna know you again, and I wanna hold you like you needed then, and I wanna know all you know. I turn the pages with the seasons and leave behind what I can't change until there's nothing left that I believe in. I'll leave it just the way it came. I'll write enough so it can hold me until the feeling has a name. I wrote the ending, but I missed the story. I must have been just out of frame. 'Cause I wanna know you again, and I wanna hold you like you needed then, and I wanna know all you know, so I can take what you can let go. Don't you wanna know me again? Don't you wanna know me
All right, that was Hold You.
That might be the best song. I think that's the best
Yeah,
song.
yeah.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. Um, yeah, I think the song should be pretty self-explanatory if you're listening. Um, but yeah, I think it's incredible. The writing on it again, fantastic. I know I'm saying the same thing over and over again. That's just how it's going to be this video. Yeah, I think this just like tied with the other themes of the record. It doesn't really put it like into perspective. It just adds like another notch to the thing that he's
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
really going towards for this record. But I think in a world that's already alienated and like coming out and being that much more alienated can like really, 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 really be impossibly difficult. And I don't know how people do it. They're incredibly strong to be doing that kind of stuff because like it's just I don't know how because people can change so quick as soon as you come out and it can remove entire like family lineage just like that and it's
Yeah.
incredibly devastating. So him just like documenting it in this way, I don't know how people can have hate in their heart and then listen to this song and be like, nah, those emotions aren't real.
I
it's
don't
it's
know.
crazy to me because this is just like the most like genuine heartfelt thing you could possibly do of the struggles of doing it. And I think just like the chorus changing into the bridge at the end of it's like, don't you want to know me again, like it's such a simple sentiment but it just hits so incredibly hard.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. Incredible song. He is just such a good writer, and I think conveying these things is incredibly important. And music can get through to a lot of people.
Yeah.
I at least I envision that, you know.
You would like to
I
think that, yeah.
yeah, I know how nasty people can be constantly, and especially in this day and age. But I'm glad he's touching on it. I was hoping to like have him touch on it at least once on this record because it is amazing.
Yes. Yeah. That one I forgot about that song, honestly. Add that to the pile, the villain haunted roadkill pile, because man, that is absolutely phenomenal. I don't even know what to say. But I think like It definitely kind of hits close to home for me. Not that I'm trans, but we did have a friend very recently come out as trans, and I've been very worried about that because her family is very conservative and very
In a not so
hateful
good state
in a not so good
either.
state.
Yeah.
So like this song has been kind of coming to mind every time I think about that, and it's just made me be like, okay, I really need to if something comes up, if something arrives, I need to be that person. So I'm just trying to be a better ally and a supportive friend. And I'm not saying that to be performative on YouTube for internet fame. But yeah, I think that's kind of the power of this music. It's kind of what you were
Mhm.
saying, where it's like, it wasn't like I wasn't transphobic at all when before I found this
It's different
album.
when it happens to someone that you've known for a long time because
Right.
while we are like incredibly supportive and like it's a good thing,
Yeah.
it's hard because you have to rewire parts of your brain and you have to go through these changes just like she'll be going through.
Yeah.
So it's a important moment for everybody involved in the inner and outer circle as well as the actual person.
Mhm.
So it's like an all encompassing, just like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think having art that kind of puts myself in those shoes
Hmm.
is very, very helpful. Because I feel like there aren't a lot you know, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of music and movies and stuff that were created by trans people, but like they don't get a lot of attention because of whatever. I feel like the most recent thing I can think of is like I the what is it? The TV I saw the TV Glow. That one's like the one that comes to mind, and The People's Joker. That is a
Hmm.
crazy movie if you've not seen that. But uh, yeah, I don't know. I just think having these types of art in the world is great, and there needs to be more of it. So
Made by trans people too.
yes,
You could
yeah,
be an ally and make songs about it, but it's different when it comes from the actual person. I think that should be
absolutely.
elevated more.
Yes, and the song is so intimate. And the
Yes.
end goes absolutely so hard. Like I almost like I could feel like my chest tightening up at the end because I'm like, this is so it's so emotional and yeah, so good.
You signed up for this.
I did. I did. And I put it on I yeah, I chose it and brought it to the table, but that's fine. It's my lot in life. Track 8, the one I've been talking about a lot, is Villain.
I guess you thought I could fix the problem. You said, tell me all that I'd miss. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it gets better than this. And maybe I should have stopped believing, but I really wanted to try. Said I'd saved you while I'm barely staying alive. And I knew it the second you walked through the door. Yeah, I had a bad feeling. I started a war. I'm gonna fuck it all up, and I'll probably pay with my life. So fake a better feeling. Take me as I am. At least myself either. I'll change for the better. I'll even make it last for you.
All right, that was Villain.
Very good. If I can say that about a song like that.
You can. I'll allow it.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Yeah, this subject matter I have not related to in a while, which I guess is a good thing, but just like pulling me back in, I'm like, why are you doing that to me? Don't do that. um, it's really well written. Like there, I don't know if there's much to say about it. It's pretty plain and thrown out there. It's phenomenal. His way of just connecting emotionally immediately is just it's a great like slept on ability to have as a songwriter. I know everything is also technical or whatever, but emotion should be the first thing that hits you when you do stuff like this, and
Oh yeah,
that's what happens here, and it is gorgeous. I love the harmonies on the back end too. His voice is just great.
it is. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I didn't bring this up, but this whole album was just recorded and edited on GarageBand, which is kind of crazy. Like I can't believe
Better mixing than the scissor record that cost millions of dollars to make.
I know.
I'm still not over that yet.
I can't believe that this album sounds as good as it does.
It
given
sounds
that.
really good.
But yeah, man, that is like the one that like that was like, okay, I'm a lifelong fan. Like this is the most I've ever related to a song on this album. Because I've had this very conversation before and this type of relationship before, and it doesn't make much sense, and it didn't help me out really at all. But like when you're like in that headspace and you're suicidal and someone's like, I need help. This is like, I'm going through this too. Or they don't know that I was going through it. And I was just like, oh, okay, I'll help. But like, it's this really weird feeling where it's like you're saying these things that you think like that people have told you, but you don't believe it. And like that line where it's like, said I'd saved you while I'm barely staying alive. That's like the most apropos way to put that, where it is just like, oh, it's this really weird feeling where it's like, how did I save you? I can't even save myself.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of goes back to that line in Roadkill where it's a guard dog with a death wish. I feel like that is like the thesis for this entire album. And man, it is just, it's so poignant and great. Listen to Villain if you have not. Please.
Rewind the video.
Rewind the video. Well, listen to the whole song.
Yeah. Some people will still be mad at, but it's how we have to do this.
We have to do it that way. Sorry. Oof. Okay. Track 9 is Sleeping with the Lights On.
Do you think about dying? I wanna know what you would say. And would you tell me if you're lying? I couldn't stop you anyway. We've been watching different movies, and I've been talking to myself. I like to think that you knew me better than anybody else. I know you're probably standing there, wishing that I wasn't here. You know I'd follow you anywhere.
Okay, that was Sleeping with the Lights On.
Best outro. That was phenomenal. Trying to use different words to say the same thing. No, that outro was fantastic. I
Yeah.
love that. Especially just like the whole ending chorus out to the harmonies kind of going away. Those gorgeous. More relationship stuff, kind of like the last track, but just like diving into like different subject matter, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of this being on two different pages, especially if like one partner does have emotional, like mental health issues or any of these kind of like deep gnawing things, and the other person just like either one doesn't know how to respond to it or relate to it, or just like comes off in a way that does not. It has this kind of dependency to it where the one partner is like, oh my god, I have so many issues, but I also like need this person. And the other person's just like, I don't know. There's not a line of communication going there, and that can be very, very, very difficult. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's a nice song to follow Villain. I think Villain definitely takes the spotlight, but I think it's really well sequenced after it.
Oh yeah. No, I think that it's a great 1-2 punch. Um, yeah, like Villain is kind of like the start of the end, where it's
Hmm.
like maybe they got together during this like because of the conversation about like suicide or whatever. And now they're just kind of like living in that. It's kind of like the thing where like two people get together after like a traumatic
Yeah.
experience, and then it's like the relationship kind of just falls apart because they don't have anything holding them together after
Hmm.
that. And I feel like this is a pretty good way of like illustrating that. In an album that doesn't really like have a lot of continuity between songs, I feel like this is a pretty good follow up to Villain. So
Hmm.
very good. Thank you. Track 10 is Coming Clean.
Find me in the raincoat. You could have sworn you were missing. We don't talk the whole way home. I leave the coat in the kitchen. Let me have a few more months. I'll talk to you when I'm ready. Say I never got to lose it once, so I do when you let me. But is this coming clean, or am I kicking up dirt where I shouldn't? And what's it gonna mean? I can't fix all the things that you couldn't. Do I just end up losing my footing? But I don't wanna be your angel. Wanna see you cut off a limb. Nobody wins if I kill you. Would I have to forgive you still?
That was Coming Clean.
Very nice. I kind of got lost on that one. Just it sounds great. So just kind of like 6 minutes. I'm just floating. um, yeah, I think the song sounds fantastic. The chorus is great. Um, Again, I feel like Villain through this is just like there's kind of a common thread throughout these
Yeah.
three tracks compared to the rest of the album, which comes across pretty great. Yeah, just more of that miscommunication. One side is weighed a lot differently than the other, and there's just like this very, very tense kind of conversation about the conversation before it happens and all of the feelings and weird stuff that that can bring up. So, again, fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very good. Um, Again, it's over 5 minutes. It's a great song, great pacing. Uh, yeah, I don't know. There's not a whole lot more to add to that one. I feel like that one's pretty
Mhm.
self-explanatory, but whew, yeah, yeah. Track 11 is Dragon. Scary.
Yeah, Dragon.
A dress to be buried in. Take the rest from me. What could I still need? What is rest to me? I'll take the city train to where it used to be. Shelter from the bleed of the old dragon tree. And when the autumn comes and it starts spending what you took it from, you don't know the ending. It's impossible, love, but you keep on trying anyways, till the feeling fades. And everything's different. Let me take it from here. It all starts with a lesson, but you don't hear it make any difference. The mission's never been more clear. We're not all dying here.
That was Dragon.
I think sonically that might be my favorite. That sounded really good.
Yeah.
I think just the change in the guitar is just like very refreshing. Like coming in the 11th track here, a little bit of a brighter sound, which I really enjoyed. The harmonies on the back end are phenomenal as well. He's just really his vocals are fantastic just across the entire album.
Yes.
I think the Phoebe clone things can kind of get thrown out after like track 2, because I think his vocals he does a lot more with, and
Yeah.
goes in a lot of different areas that I wasn't really expecting. Yeah, love the sentiment of the song, just like this, these things like living and dying and the uncertainty of life and all these different like impermanent things. I love the kind of autumn metaphor being brought in and out for that as well. I don't know. The naming of dragon as like this ancient thing is just, I always love those kind of tie-ins and metaphors, and kind of like relating a family tree to like a old dragon tree, and all these
Hmm.
like really cool things that kind of draw back to the other things on the album slightly when it comes to like family relations and that kind of thing. But yeah, this one went over really well. I love the sound of that one.
Yeah, that one's great. Yeah, I think this is almost kind of a continuation of Hold You. Like especially the outro there, where it's
Hmm.
like it all starts with a lesson, but you don't hear it, is like so sad a sentiment, and the like we're not all dying here. I think that's kind of like representative of like a family plot or something, where it's like, oh, now I'm not welcome because of something that I have no control over.
Hmm.
It's really sad. I mean, I guess I could say that after like every song here, but I don't know. It's just this one especially because there is like the song almost sounds like it should have a hopeful edge to it, where it's like this should be kind of the upswing, like with
Hmm.
all the harmonies and like the brighter guitars, but it is just kind of hopeless, and it's, I don't know, maybe coming to terms with it, but man, it's heartbreaking. Very, but it's good. Good song, I think.
Well,
Track 12 is North Star.
Talk to the moon while I wait for a ride home. I'd stay, but I don't wanna bore you. I guess this can wait. You'll be there when I get home. You're all I can see from the rear view. Stay right where I can see you. And I want you to have it all you ever needed. The minute that you fall, and I wanna be a savior. I don't wanna need anything when you're all that I've got to lose. Mm-hmm. But don't you ever tire of all that, picking up the pieces. You don't have to be alone when you're the place I wanna go. And if you ever wanna fall back, I'll let you go. But when it's said and done, I'll be the North Star that takes you home.
All right, that was North Star.
fantastic. I think this is, I don't know what the outro sounds like, but this sounds like a really good, like sum everything up and like have an actual like emotional growth moment, which is great.
Yeah.
Especially from that villain through coming clean kind of run that we've been on. Just putting him in a relationship where like it is good and there is like this deep connection that can repair a lot of these things that he's been kind of talking about, and like not knowing that this can feel like this until you like meet a certain person or something where it like really does just click. And I think even just like the bridge, the outro of like, if you ever want to fall back, I'll let you go, that's so different than like, please don't leave me even though we have nothing in common because I need somebody. This is like
Right.
that true maturity, like I can let you go and feel comfortable with that because I know that like this connection was strong and like I'm okay with that. So yeah, the maturity and the growth on this song compared to like all the other things we've heard on the record, it's a great, almost uplifting moment at the end, which is really
Yeah.
really fantastic. So I love that one.
Definitely need it. Cause man, we've just been like dredging through the sludge. Yeah, no, I think that this is like perfectly placed. I feel like if the album ended after Dragon, wouldn't that just be the worst? You would like walk
Yeah.
away from this being like so devastated. So I'm really glad that like North Star is here. It kind of has a lot of similarities to Walk Me Home, where it's like those first two songs with Roadkill and Used to Be Friends are so sad. You kind of need a little bump. But then there isn't one in the entire middle, which is, it's not a problem, but man, it's hard. So I think it's perfectly placed in the album and it has a really sweet sentiment. So big win, I think. But let's close this ish out with track 13, Cry Baby.
Second Melanie Martinez reference we made in 2 videos.
I know. Thank you, Melanie.
Oh, thank you.
Is it just like me to say this? Just what you'd expect from the latest version. If I knew what it was, I would tell you. If the door wasn't shut, I'd let you in. Take your sweet time, I'll give you all of mine. Take what I can get and let you have the rest. What do I do here? What do I do? Am
That was Crybaby and the album.
I love outros like this. Everybody knows this. This is like my perfect kind of outro, and it's fantastic. Um, I don't want to say it ends like on a positive note, but it ends on a better note than it started, which is always good. I
Sure.
think there is emotional growth here enough where it's like, this is a place where I'm comfortable leaving this without like coming away with like a very like ruin my day mentality, which some
Yeah.
albums can do. Um, I think yeah, it's so funny how he's like, I am really bad at conveying my emotions, and I like have shut doors and I let nobody in. And then across this whole album, he's like very precisely and accurately placing what things are really like getting to him and the issues and struggles he's dealing with. I
Mm-hmm.
just thought that was an interesting juxtaposition at the end, where it's like, you feel this way, but the music has another feeling to it, which I think is obviously it's a creative outlet, so it makes a lot of sense that this comes natural. And I think that's part of what this and this genre can really do. I think when folk is often something where it's like is deeply personal. I think this genre is the best when it comes to really putting these kind of emotions on display.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this album is just really great at it. I think it's all up to like what you want the viewer to feel. There's a lot of albums that touch on subject matter like this, but can be kind of like really off-putting or scary to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of prefer these just because like I'm able to get the message a lot easier. A lot of themes I relate to on this thing, a lot of themes I do not, but I take a lot of like I am seeing these feelings and can understand, which is a really cool thing to kind of like weave in and out of like, I've dealt with this, but I have not dealt with this, but I understand where all of these things kind of come from.
Yeah.
But yeah, very talented songwriter. He just really knows his way around these kind of, I think, longer songs too. Like they're all 4 minutes and above. He just
Yeah.
handles them really, really, really well. Like even the outro, that kind of like ethereal build at the end is just incredible way to end it off. So, yeah, very, very good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot. If
I
that's
think
a word I can use for it.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I think that that outro should just be an ad for GarageBand. Because how the hell do
Yeah, I
you?
don't know how you mix it that well in GarageBand.
Yeah. No. I think that's something that I think he does especially well. I think that like, and I think it's better done on End of the World. I Can and I Will is just such a perfect outro for like the exactly what you're saying, that kind of emotional growth that you see, where it may be a little bit more explicit there, where he's talking
Mhm.
like, I don't want to die anymore, like, and then gives reasons for like why he's choosing to live. But I don't know. There's something about Crybaby. I think with all of the things that he's talked about, a lot of things in his past, a lot of like family things, ending with like vocal and ambient over like an old family video is like so it's sad. It's really
Mhm.
sad, but it isn't like soul crushingly. It doesn't leave you on that note. I mean, it literally does, but it doesn't like, I don't know. I don't feel like emotionally devastated right now.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if you left again, if you left after Dragon, I'm dead.
Right.
So yeah, I think this album is it's one that is probably it's one of my favorites now. It's kind of like Carrie and Lowell, where like pretty much always there's one song that I'm listening to. If not, I'm just listening to the whole album.
Mhm.
And it has been in constant rotation since I found it. I'm I don't know. I don't know if I can accurately put to words how much this album means to me, but uh, yeah, one of them like it's one of the only times I've found a piece of art or media that like so accurately describes what I'm feeling. The other one like that I had this kind of reaction to was Everything Everywhere, or like the end of that. The first time I saw that, I'm like, I
Mhm.
don't know how you put that to words. So yeah, it's a very special record, and I think it's one that everyone should listen to, especially if they're transphobic. Send this to your transphobic
Yep.
uncle. and see if it
Just
changes.
don't let them contact the artist or anything else. Just play it in a
Oh,
vacuum.
yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I do have End of the World on one of our lists. I might just add it to the regular, even though it is technically an EP. It's 30 minutes long, and
We make our own rules. We can break our own rules. So
yeah, I feel like it's justified, and all of the songs are really long. So, and I think you're gonna like it. If you really liked Guard Dog, I think you might
see, no
love End of
reason
the
why I
World.
wouldn't.
Yeah. But I think with that being said, we have a GD wheel to spin. Wheel. This is a different wheel.
Is
This is the wheel for albums that you've heard that you want to show me. Last time we did one of these was Aethiopes by Billy Woods. So
Yes.
let's see what we get.
throw you into the deep end again, maybe.
Maybe. We'll see.
Oh, you got easy mode.
I got easy mode.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is.
Self-titled Leon Lahavas.
Oh, okay. I don't know what this is.
Good.
Next time, what is it called?
It's Leon Lahavas self-titled.
Okay.
You got the easiest one on the entire wheel.
Oh,
So-
nice.
Just added that one too. It could have been something very difficult or very easy, and I think that was the easiest one you could have pulled. So,
Oh, well, I'll take that. What kind of music is it?
music that you'll like.
You're being so vague.
I am. I don't need to be vague. I just thought it'd be fun. It came out in 2020. I have not listened to it in maybe a year or two, so I am excited to dig back into it. But
All right.
you will enjoy it. It's a guarantee.
A guarantee.
I will
Okay.
guarantee it.
Well, I like that. So join us. I think next time, we don't have anything planned next time, right?
Nope.
So then next time will be Leon Lahavas. And boy, am I excited because of the Babby guarantee.
It'd be so mean if I did this with like an extremely difficult album. And you're like, you're gonna like this, guaranteed.
I would never trust you again.
Yeah.
In any context, not just in a show.
Just anything.
Anything, I wouldn't trust you.
Gonna change all the passwords. Losing access.
That would be, this is a coup. This is the start of a coup. Wouldn't that be
Every
fun?
YouTube channel has to have a beef. Ours is starting now.
Ours is internal. It's not even with another channel.
That's true. You're like beefing with someone in your channel, so you both post separate videos responding to each other. That would be pretty good.
On the same channel. That would
On the
be
same
interesting.
channel. Yeah.
We should try that.
Okay.
Maybe.
It's our Dan Henschel social experiment.
There we go. Yeah, I would describe us very similar to Dan Henschel in a lot of ways. But yeah, that's the video. Check out the full album if you haven't heard it. Check out Leon Lahavas because it has a Babby guarantee that it's great. So check that out. Also check out our podcast. We have a Boy Time podcast and it is very good. We just did a list week over there, similar to the one that we just did in the last video or
Even
couple
longer.
videos. Yeah, I think it's almost 3 hours. So if you want to know our top 5 movies, video games, and TV shows of last year, check that out. Otherwise, that's all I have to plug.
Me too.